Welcome back to Satisfactory Update 5. My name is Nilaus, and boy do I have a lot of cool things to show you today, and it might be a bit much to cram into a single video, so maybe you look at the runtime, maybe you'll see that it's a bit long, but on the other hand, maybe you feel that I've cut out too many intermediate parts, but please let me know, as you've let me know on all the other cool episodes, or all the other cool comments on the other episodes. There are just so many things I want to show you in the Update 5 that we just better get started. What we want to do today is look into trucks, because they have been rejuvenated from being useless derpy things that turn upside down into supposedly being functional and useful. I like the idea of useful trucks, because this whole playthrough that I'm doing on Twitch is actually all about trucks and trains, and suddenly nighttime come. Maybe I should have waited until dawn. I probably should have waited until dawn, but at least we get the little the backup sun coming online now. There we go. Hello, backup sun. One of the first things I wanted to show you was actually the coloring, but that doesn't really make a lot of sense during the night. But we're still going to do it, because you'll see it as dawn comes around, I think. This is one of the new things, but trucking is another thing, and we want to make a new factory that will be using trucking and be in a different color. So the reason for different colors is for twofold. Well, it's boring to look at this orange thingy, and since we look at that so many times, so I want to do something else. My plan is to do press X, then we have the color panel, the customizer here, where we have patterns that I have purchased that we will be using as well, which will also be something for guiding the truck. Actually, it's not guiding the truck, it's just guiding me to show me what I want the truck to do. Have the materials, and of course we have the colors. So when we edit on the first one, this is the one that is being used by the factory, and this is the one that's used by concrete. It is an absolute brilliant way that these have default ones. I'm going to build a new one. No, I'm not. I am going to take the new ones. The ones that are here will be dedicated so that if there is a hype train while streaming on Twitch, then the winners of the hype train will choose colors, and I will paint a specific factory that sort of is up for grabs if there is a hype train. It's a cool way for me to give something back to the community and to the people who are supporting. We're going to change the default one, and I'm going to make it basically white. Whoop. And then not completely white. I'm going to make it that off-white brand color that you know and love if you've ever been shopping for colors with your significant other. That it's not quite white. Is it eggshell? Is it off-white? Is it I don't know. It has a million different colors, but it's just white. Okay, it's just white. And then of course we're gonna do purple, because purple is the only color that exists in the universe. And there we go. I am going to make it white with a purple highlight, because that's what I like. I was about to say because that's me. I'm white with a purple highlight. I don't know. Let's not go there. What we are going to do, where we're going instead, is going to this location, because we're talking about trucks, and we have some beautiful resources here. Pure iron, more pure iron, and more pure iron, and it's just completely useless because this little facility that we've designed is only using a single pure iron that we are already having over here. So we now have 3 pure iron location that is of absolutely no use. So I built a little platform here, and what better thing to do on this platform than to build a truck stop. So let's build a truck stop, because that's going to be how we get stuff out. This is pretty high up, but if we can get stuff out on the trucks, oh dear. Let's see if I can figure this out. It's always a bit complicated building these gigantic buildings when you don't have, when you're in first person view. I think, therefore I am. I think this is it. It is a tiny bit off from, that's touching the line, and I think I have to go one back. Let's check it. This is now completely flush with the line. This one is a tiny bit in, and then it should be a tiny bit in on the side. It is absolutely perfect. And then this will have 4 wide, and that means 1, 2 empty, and then I'll build the other one over here, which should be easier because now I can just align it towards the other one. There. That is the first major achievement in what we wanted to do. Build a couple of these. I think I want maybe to have 3 of those, but let's build 2 right now, because that's what we have. Now, what I want to do with this is, of course, we are going to head out here and put it out into some kind of truck path out there. And some of the things that we can also do that's also new in Update 5 is, where is that? Under Organization, maybe? No. Under Architecture? Yes. Road barriers. We want to do road barriers, and I want to do them here. I want to soup those. By the way, In case you don't know how this works, I don't know if I should say it every time, but it seems like every episode somehow has people asking about it. Souping, new option in update 5. Must be an experimental. It's not a mod. You just press R, and then you have normal mode or zooping. And then you can also just press R, then it changes between them. So that's it here, and that will just basically make sure that the trucks and me don't accidentally fall off the platform. It's probably a good idea to make those kind of precautions, or take those kind of precautions. And there. All the way down here, and that one. There, that is great. And we also want to separate the two so that we don't accidentally have them sort of bumping into each other needlessly. We'll just do it like this. And then I also want to make the middle of the road also delimited, because I want the roads to be 2 tiles wide. Actually, I can just do this one and then drag it over. And then I want to make sure that when it comes out, I might want one more, but definitely not more than that. Okay. Now, let's look at the trucks. Can I build the trucks? Sugar cubes. Well, it's not trucks, but it's sugar cubes. That's all we have right now. It's actually not just sugar cubes. That's what they're called, by the way. So it's not me coming up with things. And here's a cool idea. You have this, especially if you start here, you get like absolutely insane amount of flower petals. And flower petals don't really have much use, but they have one use. And that is here. You put it in here, and then now you have a flower power sugar cube. How about that? And we can drive. Oh, toggle headlights. Okay, that's already toggled. So we'll be driving in here, going out, and going this way. Why is that a red grill out the top? And going out here. We'll of course have right-hand drive, because anything else would be insane. There we go, just set that. What else do we need? Well, it's nighttime, so we definitely need some lights. So I'm gonna just plaster lights everywhere. I'm going to have a rule of how often I want this, like that, like that, like that, and they are going to be everywhere. And we're just going to drag a power pole. We'll just snatch that one. Actually probably not a good idea. We'll snatch from here and get into that corner, because we're also going to need it to fuel up something else. And power, and I want to make one continuous line for this, because then if I choose to sort of dim the lights, then I can do it from a single location. So this one also just has to go over here. That one. And what we then need to do is figure out where is our truck path going. Oh, wait a minute. He's already built it. How about that? Well, at least some of it. So I've started, and we can use this truck here or the sugar cube, to just highlight what it is that I want to do, so we can get a sense of where everything is going to fit in this this build. And then I can do a bit of work on completing all of this, because we have so much to cover. And although we have souping to make things built quickly, we don't have time to build them so quick. Oh, hold on. This can be better than that. We are not going out just yet. We are definitely going to just build it over here as well. I'm not going to build all of it. I'm just going to build this part up here, and that will be on this one, so it matches the other side, and that one, and that one, and I don't know. We'll take from here, and that will go into I don't know. Also that one, sure. There, now that looks great. And we're going to be doing some more experimentation, because here it would be nice to know, hey, where's this location heading to? So couldn't we do some of that with some of these cool things that we now have? This is also a new thing, a frame of sorts. It can be put on the outside, so we'll do that. This one can be put here. And then we'll also put it over on this side. There. All right. And let's see if I can figure this out. Would it be possible to have one of these? Yes. There. Here. Here. And why are we not there? I can't rotate it. Why can I not rotate it? Rotate, damn you. I'm not gonna build that one. Here. Alright. Oh, I killed the other one. Oops. Well, I take one of them out. Right, so this looks really nice, I think, in sort of a highway overpass. We can also build signs up there. Currently, I can't afford the big signs, so we can only have these small ones here, which are just almost impossible to place. So we need to make sure that we use this frame thingy. Here. And then I think I can build signs on top of it. Organization, that's signs. All of these things are things I have now built. I purchased. There we go. Rotate there. So we can just build a small sign here. And this now has shenanigans. We can experiment a bit with this. I also think that it would look better if I built. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. On top of that one. There. Don't need one there, maybe need one on the other side just to make it. Yeah, this sign is too small. When we have bigger signs, we'll put a big sign up here to show where it's going. But this is where it's coming in, this is where it's going out. But there's more. Yeah, there's more. Because you can see I have these road signs. They are super cool. And basically the idea is that I want to go from the road sign in here and in here. And then I want to turn like that. And then go in and then turn that way. This is also just, it's not because it does anything, it's just purely visual. It's just that I think it looks nice, actually. Maybe I'm just being old-fashioned in that regard. And then I will be turning it and going out here. Just to sort of illustrate. There. Here. And the other line. If I come from this side, I go that one, and then it goes through. Yes. And then it turns here. And somehow that rotates. It's like the splitters. They're also rotating for no reason. And the final part of the puzzle. How did that just rotate? I have no idea how that rotation goes on. There, it's working. It's glorious. And we have now some kind of indication of where they're supposed to go. Don't fall down, but at least just jump up here. Yes. All right. That means this location here is somewhat done. Of course, we need to build the mining into these so we can actually tap it. But it is time to move down here and figure out what the next part is. Next part being obviously that we want to make sure that down here we continue the path. We'll need to build lights on the side, but hey, dawn has come and we can look at our new buildings down here. Actually, not new buildings. One of the yeah, okay, don't drink and sightsee. Let's see if I'm as good of a driver in Satisfactory as I am in Factorio, because we all know that I am the most awesome driver in Factorio. Here we have the buildings and the coal plant that will need to expand because 600 megawatts is not enough. And over there we have the steel. So those are the new factories. And someone has kind of, careful, someone's kind of run out of things here. So let's spend a bit of time to complete it, because I want to build the new giant factory for iron over here. And I haven't even talked about what it's going to be used, what I'm going to build there. But the idea is that it will be some of the iron products that I've sort of leapfrogged over, like reinforced iron frames, rotors, and modular frames. Those are things that I've sort of leapfrogged over because I wanted to get to coal, wanted to get to steel fast, and now I'm just missing them for my future production. But I will be able to have brought it in with trucks, and I will have some coal power to fuel the whole thing. So I think this is a better option in the long run. Let's build stuff and then be back when we have something new and fancy to look at. Here we are again. As you can see, the path has been much improved. Our factories are still here. Our coal factory is now twice the size and twice the beauty. We have more things coming along, and we are ready to do some build now. We even have set up some kind of automated build because I wanted to test if it actually works, but we are currently running on manual mode. Otherwise, I mean, it doesn't work if I don't do it on manual mode. So right here we have our option for our, this is our platform that we want to build on. Whoops. Oh, goodbye. Well, I didn't need you anyway. That one goes out. And this will now be our platform that we want to build on, where we have a few interesting things that we want to do. One of the things we want to do is that we want to build, and it might not be right here, but I want to make sure that I promised you in the last time, I'm not going to build any more square things. So this one is not going to be square. Let's go over to this part here, and I will just, can I get this, oops, from there and up? Just go all the way up. There we go. So now this factory will be slanted backwards, and the first thing we'll have is truck stops here, where we unload, and once they're done unloading, they will sort of be brought inwards into the factory. The first floor will be smelting, and I'll be taking, I think I'll actually be scheduling for 3 of these, but probably only be able to do 2 of them right now. The idea here is that I'll come in with iron ore. Iron ore will be processed. I will be expecting this one to come in at 270 per minute, because that is a Mark III belt. But that means at this point I'll be mining or smelting 270 iron here and 270 iron here, and as there as well. So I'll have, in this factory, I will have a total of, at this moment, 810 iron per minute, and that's what we are going to use for build materials. Let's look a bit about what we want to build, because I think that's going to be the most interesting. We have a few things such as modular frames. I have a different options. We have the default modular frame, we have the bolted frame, or we have the steel frame. Now I think that steel frame would technically be the best one in our case, or in general, but I think that is not really for us, because we don't want to mix steel into this. This is a pure iron build, so we're going to use the bolted iron frame here. It is faster than the other one, but uses slightly more materials, but it's super fast comparatively, and I wanted to, I think I want that. I don't want like too many. It sucks to build it too many. And this one is then complemented by the fact that we have over in this one we have some bolted screws. No, cast screws. Cast screws is really nice. And this is again 5 to 20. So this one here is needing 56. 56 divided by 4 is 14. So this is for each one of these builds. Oh, let's do that one. This part here is 14. This part up here, reinforced iron plates, we'll have to find out about that as well. And I don't have that. Okay, so let's just change this to try to get a sense of what it is. So we know we need bolted frames. We also need, do we need steel rotor? Nope. We're going to use the default rotor, which is kind of bad, and it's annoying to use screws. But again, since we have the casted screws, I think we'll use that. These are not things that we can do right now. But the last thing we want to do is the, okay, well, I know which one I want. I want this, the stitch plate, and together with the stitch plate, I need to have, and I also have that. Here, I'm going to use the iron wire. So iron wire plus stitch plate is absolutely fantastic way to make it. Unfortunately, that means that I need to spend some time to go out and farm this so that we can actually get the right recipes. And I will also be using that opportunity to set up a different location, or sort of a bit better location here. But the idea will be like spikes up here diagonally, and then we'll build a plateau. The first plateau could only be 4 tiles high. That would be enough. It's really difficult to see what 4 tiles looks like here. And I'll do that one. That's super vertical. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. But if I ever want to use the pure recipe, let's have a look at if we can find the iron ingot. Iron ingot, there. If I ever want to use this recipe, and I might want to do that because underneath here, I have water, which is not a coincidence, by the way, then I'm going to need to make it 8 highs before I can make the next floor, which is okay. I have no idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then that will be the level that we want to go there. That will be the first floor of the factory, and then up there after that we can do 4 levels and 4 levels. So as you can kind of see, this is a start of a pretty big project. We're going to of course take this down because that's Not looking good, but we now have a sense of where the first flooring is going to be, and we'll need a lot of aesthetic builds to do that. Let's also do that, and then let's get something ready, get the recipe. That's going to be a bit of farming, which is obviously something I want to do over on Twitch. So if you want to watch also the stuff like going out, farming, exploring, then that's what happens over on Twitch, while I focus more on the designs and builds here, and then cut all the middle parts out, like this. And so I've built the structure here, and we are ready, just as dawn is coming back to us. It's really lovely. I really like the dawn look of things. And as you can also see, I've added a color. This color is because of a hype train, and so I will the colors chosen by the hype train winners. That's the color of this entire build here. What you can see now is the outlook of this. I have the trucks coming in here into 1, 2, 3 truck stations. Each of those will be expected to be unloading exactly 270 per minute. Then we have the ability to go up here. This is not the official way, but for now it's pretty good to just work. And this will be the level where the lower level will be iron smelting, and it'll be just a normal iron smelting. But then I'll be working on getting it into the water, the pure one later on, maybe, perhaps, who knows. And then up here, this is probably, well, it's definitely going to get bigger for sure. And I'll just build it a lot bigger this way. And what I want to do here is, this is going to be the stitched iron plates that I now have. Let's have a look at that. We have now gone out and farmed all that, and we now have the stitched iron plate. Stitched iron plate is absolutely amazing. I love it, especially combined with the iron wire. Then I find this to be the best way of making it. Making reinforced iron plates. So we're going to build a lot of this, and the scaling part. Well, let's start by making the smelting, because once that's done, then we can go on to the next. Right now, I have the first thing I did was just make sure that we have a place for just something coming in here, and that will be, of course, just to get a sense of how this would look like. The fuel, because you always tend to forget the fuel, and these are not connecting, unfortunately. There's more problems with that. And then I'll take it out on one of these here. One, go out that way. It's also that's just trying to figure out where the first one is going to be. If I build the first one here, it will be like that. I feel this might be just a bit too close, and I don't think I'm going to be in any kind of trouble when it comes to spacing down here, at least not yet. So let's do something like this, and I will go, that will always be in the middle. That's going to be one, and each of these, let's have a look. Each of these do, oh no, not iron plates, just, oh, that's not it. It is actually the smelters. Of course it's smelters, there. And make sure that I turn them the right way. There. Why is that not really middle? Oh well, this is probably middle. Yeah, this is the middle. So that's each of these. Let's have a look at the first one. I'll get in here, iron ingots, taking 30 in, 30 out. That is super simple, 30 in, 30 out. That means I need 9 of these. Should be simple task to do. That's 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is gonna go bad, isn't it? Me falling off. 6. Ah, plenty of space. 6, 7, 8, and 9. So it's not actually taking a lot of space. This is a bit of, I did some science for calculations. We'll get back to that so that we can make sure that we get the right order. And one of the things that I want to, oops, is that correct? Yeah. That I want to mention with this is, since everything will be scaled up once I have Mark 4 belts and then Mark 5 belts, then it really doesn't make sense to do an absolute exact ratio for this, because there's also going to be 3 different products later on. We are not going to be making all of those right now, but there will be 3 different products. There will be the reinforced iron plates, there will be the rotors, and there will be the modular frames. So because there are 3 different entities or 3 different products, where's the middle? Why is it not highlighting the middle here? Huh, weird. Oh well. And then the balancing between them is kind of less important. and therefore we just have to figure out some kind of good numbers that we like, and then build it from there. And we can always just figure out if we want to scale it up. Maybe we just scale it up by making faster belts and just making other things, making power shots in there. Well, that's going to be one of those. I will also do the same thing for the other one. I'm not going to do the last one right now because I only need 2 of them for what I want to build. But let's do a bit of a sort of a math thing. Yeah, that's awesome. We'll just skip that up to the next. So stitched iron plates takes, let's do some fun math. In order to make 3, I don't care about how much per second I'm doing here. I only care about sort of, because that can always be adjusted by the number of machines, but I want to sort of look at quantities. Then I go like, okay, for 3 reinforced iron plates, I will be needing 10 iron plate. That will be 15 iron ingots. And then for 20 iron wire, then that's the question we need to answer. That will be down here. So I will need to say that is, if I need 20 wire, then I divide by 22.5, and then I multiply by the 12.5. There, that's 11.1. So that means I am going to need, in this case, I need 15 plus 11.1. That is 26.1 iron ingots for 3 of those. So that means I can then go, how many do I want? Well, if I have 10 or let's see, how much do we want? What if we said we had 10 of these, right? That would be, we'll just do a calculator here again. It was 26.11 times 10. No. Times, that's the amount for 3. So we have to divide it by 3 and then multiply by 5.625. Yeah, that doesn't really like divide by 3. Yeah. I don't know what I did there. That's how much I need per minute per second. Yeah, let me see. We are going to make 11 of these. Let's do that the other way around. I think that's what I've calculated before. So if I go 11 of these times 5.625, that's how many crafts per second. That means I get 61. That's a bit much, I think. I'll probably be starving on that. Right. And then we'll go up and start building it. Well, actually, first let me complete this part so that we are ready to build the top level as well. Let me do that. After a bit more work, we have now set up all of the smelters, hooked it all up. It's all good. This is ready to go. And we have here, we have Mark III belt going down here into 9 of these and into 9 on this side. Coming out back row here, up and into the next level without sort of breaching that surface we have out there, which is going to be super important for us to keep. So that will be the first part. I have also taken the time to set up some truck path, and the actual setting up a path is really simple now. You just drive it in a loop, and we want to see that it works. Some of these things we really have to just, well, trust it and go. Damn it. Autopilot enabled. I don't want to do that. I really don't want to do that. This one is what? Disabled. Cancel recording. I'm not recording. Oh, okay. So I'll take a loop here. And I think this one is, you can see the loops here. This is such a cool new UI. I have recorded the loops here. They are a bit weird up at this point, but I think that this is the one we'll track. I'll load loop path number 1. Yes, this is the one that's closest. I'll load it, and then I will set it to enable autopilot. Close the loop to finish recording. No, that's not right. That's not correct. And this one should be going in here. I think there's a bit of a, yeah, okay, let's see. This one should have some iron in it. Oh, well, not anymore. That's already being brought in. Great. And then we'll go in here. The other one should have path number 2. If we go, we can see here that we'll have path number 2 already assigned. And oh, that's another really cool thing. Let's see here. No. Oh, I didn't do it. All right. Well, you can see it costs 84 flower petals. So it will only start if it can pick up 84 flower petals when it gets back up here. I think that's a brilliant addition. I hope that there's some leeway, so it's not like if you take the truck and just back up once, then you lose it. But we'll see. This one's not working. Let's have a look here. Nothing in there, and nothing in there now because it's already in here. Okay, so it's transferring immediately. It'll go down here. I haven't built the last one because, well, time. And that should be working. Do we have things going upstairs? Because upstairs is where we want to focus our next design challenge. Because there's just so much work to do in this episode. It is absolutely ridiculous. It is maybe overdoing it a bit. There we go. We have iron ingots coming in. And, well. What is it we want to do here? We want to build on this line. I'm going to build some inbounds here. Is this the right place to build it? I think it is. It's 1, 2, and then on the third one seems about right. And then this will be... Okay, so we now first need to talk a bit about what I want to do. So in order for me to build it, I have done some calculations, and the answer is that in order for me to have 12 of these or 11 of these operational, then I will need... See if I get the numbers right. I need 10 stitch plates, 10 iron plate ones, and I need 18 iron wire. And then I can add it into pretty much 11 stitch plate builds. And it should be enough room here. So what I could do is, if I took all of the iron plates in one, then that would be, let's do that. That's 10 iron plates times 30 each time, and that would be 300. I can't put 300 in on a belt, so I can only bid a maximum of 9. But what I can do is I can take 5 iron ingot, or 5 iron plate builds. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I can build. This one will be then pointed that way. Yes, is that correct? No, it's not correct. Okay, that's kind of important to make it correct. Yeah, and that one looks correct. Yes, absolutely. This will go this way. So I'm now taking 5 of these in on one side. And I'll just make 2 columns. And on top of that, then I can build, it was 18 iron wire on the other side. So I can just take 9 iron wire on this one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And they will then go the other way. And what is then super important to check is iron wire. Each of those are taking 12.5, and each of these are taking 30. So what I need to do is do the calculations. I have now 5 that takes 30 per second, well, a minute, that's obvious. And then I have 9 taking 12.5 plus the 150. Look at that, 162.5. That is less than what we need, our belt of 270 can carry. So that's not a problem. The other thing we need to check is that outbound side 9 times 22.5, that's the outbound iron wire, is 205. So we cannot take both of those outbounds here, these iron wire, 9 iron wire builds, and collide them into one belt. So they'll have to go out on 2 belts, one for this row and one for sort of the next row that we're building. That will mean, well, that's just a bit more work, but it's gonna be good. But the iron on the other side is not gonna be very much, so we can easily take that and put it on a single belt the other side. So what we need to do now is build the usual stuff. Here, lots and lots of smelters, or lots and lots of balancers, belts, all that good stuff. Once all of this is done, we're gonna have to figure out, let's see, which one is it? These 2 will not be able to connect, nope. I'm gonna take all my, all of my transport belts. They are gonna be Mark 3 belts, Mark 3 belt, Mark 3 belt, Mark 3 belt, and a Mark 3 up here, which will then be used into, that'll probably be 1, 2, and 3, and then I'll take this out again. and it goes like this. The beautiful sound. This will go over to that side, collide, or not collide, combine with the other one. On the other side, down here. Oops, all of this. Let's see from where. 1, 2, 3. To the point that I know is gonna be there. Like, oh, you can just build a clean line and then offset the splitters on top of it. I've tried it. I didn't like it. It didn't work for me. So I'm not gonna be doing that. That one is for education. This, it actually turned out to be a bad idea. This one, 1, 2, and then I'll drag it over to this side. So that's gonna be 1. Nope, it's not gonna be 1. It's gonna be even. It's gonna be a bit further in. There. Because then when I build the other row, then that can use the closest one, and then I'll have them in parallel lines. That makes so much more sense. I might even go even further out. All we need to do now is hook up this line. This one will be splitters getting in, and this whole line here is consuming 262. Once I've done that, then it's a matter of building the other one as well. That will be over here. Once that's done, we are ready to see if we can make it work. Let's go over here and get this whole thing built, because right now it's just power lines and belts, and we always want to skip that because that's not the interesting part. The interesting part is figuring out what the design is going to be. And at the swoosh of a transition, we have now everything built. You can look at this. It is beautiful and it is awesome. It is, let's just try to get up here. There. We now have this one set up, iron wire all the way down here. And that means we have 9 iron wire plus 5 iron plate. 9 iron wire plus 5 iron plate. These two combined into 2 belts that are coming out here. And we'll figure out how to do that. And on the other end, we have all the way down here. Go, go, go. There, we have consolidated the 2 lines. This will be all the iron plates coming up here. And it's all good. So all we need to do now is, and I'm not sure this is a good idea, but let's do that. Let's hook this one up because the lower floor is working. So we'll just switch on one thing at a time and just have it sort of working here. Then we can see this one going in, and they will just slowly start working. Hopefully all of them will be set correctly so that they'll be starting working, I hope. Good. And what we'll see is, let's see, where's the cutoff? Oh, the cutoff is on this side. So the cutoff is here. We should see iron wire coming out here, and we should see iron plate coming out here. Yes, please? That one is working. This one's not working because it needs to get to 3, so it takes a bit of time before it actually gets to, it gets to 5. Once it gets to 5, then it'll start working. And of course, since it's a manifold, the first one will be filled up before the next ones go. But we want to see from here, just see that the right ones are coming out at the right side. Can we even see the plates when they're coming out? No. Come on, come on, come on. We know you're there. There. We got the iron wire. Why do we not have that one? Oh, that's coming here. It's coming. There we go. All right. It is now confirmed. The stuff is in the right place. So now we only have like the difficult part. And that will be, how are we going to do this? I am a bit in doubt. But that's definitely going to be the more tricky one. So how close can we make it? Because we're going to need a lot of these. I think this is about as close as we can make it. And then the question is, I'm going to have a splitter here. This is not a splitter that is needed for anything. It's just a splitter it's my so-called alignment splitter. So I can get the blue line available there. And then figure out sort of maybe like this. I think that's a good location. There. So this one will be making the stitch down plates. Finally. And we now need to make sure that we get things inbound. And it's getting a bit... This is a bit high. So I think I will take... This will be the inbound for the iron wire, and this one will be the inbound for there, and there. This will be the inbound here. No, that's not good. It has to be closer. Oh, a splitter. Right, so I have to build it according to... I want the closest one. There. That's not a good point, is it? Hmm. Hold on. I think we can do it in another way. We can do it this way. I might not like this, but we'll see. This looks good. Okay, so these will be a bit misaligned. I don't know. This is a splitter, and it'll have to match to this location. There. Okay. And then it has to match in the closeness. So. Going in. And connecting. That means these two go out. And I'll have another one that is... Well, that can actually just be completely below here. There's no reason why it couldn't be... Couldn't be just below that. Like, straight below. Yep. This is actually middle of the... This is the middle of the tile. This is perfect. This is perfect. Here. Alright, so that will be the iron wire. And I'll get up here somehow from this location. Obviously, I can't do that. So I'll have to do some kind of... Let's see. That is the middle. And then I go 1, 2. Oops. 1, 2. Thank you, clipping. Is it here? No, it's not. It's actually on that one. Take that out. And try again. I know it's here. 1, 2. That should be aligned so that this goes in there and there. And then I get the nice turn that I want. And I can just take this out because I don't want it to be... Yes, please. Now, what I need to do is build a lot more of these. How close can I make him? Well, that's always going to be a challenge. I don't like building them closer than this. That's 2. I hope I have enough money to build this, or ingredients. 2, 3, 4. So one is in the middle of the tile, and the other one is on the edge of the tile. So they end up taking 1.5 tile each. And I think that's... I mean, I don't like building them really next, like so close to each other, because then they get completely out of alignment with the foundations, and that we do not like. Everything we build is on foundation grids, and this is also one of the things that I've seen a few people like comments about wanting like detailed design overlays, and it is an insane amount of work, and is not something I'm gonna do. If someone wants to do it, I'll be happy to help share those kind of things. All the save games are available to my Patreon supporters, so if you are a Patreon supporter, you can always find the save game through the Discord server. There is a channel called Patreon Save Games that is, of course, restricted, and you can get the save games from there if you feel like it. But what you can also say is, like, since I always have like really rigid ways of assigning this, it's pretty simple. These are always placed like in the middle. These are, as far as possible, always placed in the middle, and so it becomes quite intuitive. The only ways to place it is, well, that's going to go in the middle, that's going to go in the middle, that's going to go in the middle. Likewise, this one, we now have the splitters in the middle, which then forces the location of the assembler, and then forces also the location of the outbound, which will be an outbound merger, of course. Here, merger will be then obviously in the middle. There. And that will just get all the way towards the end with all of this. And again, I think that this is the part where that takes an awful lot of time to do. What is going to be the bit of the challenge is going to be down here for the very first one. I think I might need to take this out for just a second. We have decided that was in the middle, right? And this is... This is the top one. As the iron plates coming in, they'll be looking like this. And no, they won't. Place them correctly. Otherwise, things are bad. One of these. Splitter. Okay, so now I get it. 1, 2, and 3. I'll do this one. Yes, indeed. And the other one. There. Will, in this case, go straight in. How about that? How about that? And this will just go. That's going to be the first going in. And all I need to do now is, okay, I don't want to go this in immediately. Yeah, I just need to build all of those, hook it up to power, set up recipes, and then we're ready to activate the whole thing. Let's move over here so we have a nice view of what it could look like right here from the corner. And then swoosh our way to victory. And here we are. Then now everything is hooked up and ready. There's one point that I kind of missed, and I think I want to just dive a bit deeper into. Now, I have 11 of these assemblers, which should again be 11 times 5.625. That gives us 61 per minute, 61 reinforced iron plates per minute. Yes. And we should then also say that how much does it consume? And that will be, this is 18.75 and this is 70. So again, let's go here. This is 11 times, what was it? 18.75. So this is how much iron ore plate I'm making, or I'm consuming, but I'm only producing 200. So it's slightly underscaled. Likewise, if we go on this side, 11 times 37.5, that is 412, while what we are producing is we are producing 18 times 20. This is iron wire, 405. So it's very close, but it's not exact. And I'm fine with that. What it does mean is that each of those lines out here with iron wire comes out with 202.5 per minute. That's great. That fills up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the other one fills up 5. How the hell do we scale up the last one so that it also gets enough? The trick here is that I am setting a smart splitter, and if you're watching this immediately, be aware that there is currently, and maybe that's already fixed, but there's a little bug here that what you need to do is you need to take all of these, just assign them to something else, and then assign them back. Then it works. What I'm doing here is saying the first 5 are being fed by the first belt, and any residual from the first 5 goes into the 6th one. That's this one. What I'm then doing with the other belt, it goes down here, and then from here it goes straight into the 7th one, and all nodes all the way down to number 8, 9, 10, and 11. And then once that belt is filled up, then this one will do an overflow to the right, so that once all those are overflown, then it will keep feeding into this one, which is now a merger instead of a splitter, which will then merge like any residual from the first belt plus any residual from the second belt. That means this middle one is the one that will be slightly starved. I think it's a cleaner way of doing it than the other way that we could have done it. And then it goes down here. Otherwise, what you risk doing is, if I, for example, did not have a smart splitter here, then it would split 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 going here. That 1/3 here would prevent this from coming in, the residual from the first line, and therefore it would be backing up the first line while trying to overconsume on the second line. So that's what we want to prevent by just prioritizing number 7 to 11 down here, and then having number 6 being sort of the residual from both lines. I could also sort of drag it all the way to the end and then drag it back, but I thought this was a clever way of doing it. I'm saving up their belts. Anyway, these are still huffing and puffing, so let's try to hook it up and see that the whole thing is working. And after that, we only have one thing, and that's trying to close it up a bit and make this base look just a little bit nicer. That one, that should be working. You can see that they are running down here. We also have disabled here, or I have disabled this one so that we can get the iron wire, iron plates. They are coming in now. In here, yep, looking good. iron plates are coming in, and that means the whole process now, all the way from the trucks coming in, this is being produced. This should actually be a full belt. I don't know why it's not a full. Oh, maybe it's just been on the trucking here. There comes a little truck coming in, getting processed, going up here at get it to 270, please. Oh, yeah, 270 for each line. Look at that. Look at these little trucks, these little flower power sugar cubes doing their work. And let's have a look at this one, whether it actually works. It is, there we go. Now it starts working on the first one. I don't know if we have anyone outbound. There's probably something that's going to be slightly faster. We're going to go on this one. Oops. Gotta go here and have a look out on the entire build. As we can see, the middle ones are the ones that are starving. That makes perfect sense. This is what I was projecting, that the middle one would be the one that's starving. This one that's yellow right there. Now this is a massive undertaking, and on top of that we are going to work on making rotors for the next one, and we are going to make modular frames all the way at the top of this building. But I think we now have the first working factory in here, and I think it's super amazing. We're of course going to color it afterwards. That's something I can just do myself, so we can get it nice and colored. And what I also need to do, or want to do, is make this look so much better, because right now this is just a framework on what it should look like. But what I really want to do is make some glass panes or glass roof tiles here. They are not unlocked yet, but with all the time I spent on building this, I should have gotten some tickets that I can use, or coupons that I can use to buy some of the cool things that I'm still missing. So let's try to do that. We also need a better way of getting up and down here, like with tubes. So that will be just the final piece of the puzzle here, just to see the whole thing working in both in functional terms, with the trucks coming in, the smelting level, the next level being the reinforced iron plate level, and just coming all the way in. I'm super excited about this, and yeah, I hope you are as well. I hope you're enjoying this. I think it's a start of a really big build. Let's stand here, and I will go grab some of the tickets so we can build some new things. And now the final piece of the puzzle is needed, and that is just some glass panes. As you can see, I have constructed all of the framework here. It looks absolutely wonderful, and I've now converted it into concrete. And we need to go down here to walls. Nope. Where is it? Here, materials, patterns, something. There, glass roof. That's the one. That is a coloring thing, so that's not what I wanted. Is it a roof? Is a roof a roof? There it is. I am going to go. No, that's concrete. Where is that? How do I build that? Is that a foundation? No. Architecture. There it is. Glass roof. That's the one we wanted. There we go. Let's go and build this. So what I want to do is I meant to make this part. We are on zoom mode. So there. Glass. Walking on the glass. I hope it's sturdy. There. And what I've done is, if you can see, the first one is 8 tiles up. That means I have 4 tiles here that are open exactly for the truck stop. Then I have 1. Oh, sorry, that's actually 3. And then I have the truck stop. Then I have 3 more. That like this. And that will give us a total of 7. Which means if we look at it from the outside or from a bit further away, then we can see that it is actually perfectly aligned with the lower level, even though it's a different size than the other ones. And it opens up really nicely. So let me just build all of this, and then we can look at it from the bottom, and then do some more glass walls afterwards. And here we are. This is what the factory actually looks like. I've also curved off the corner here with some special tiles here that I think that looks really good. Instead of just being really square, then you just soften up this corner a bit, and I've put a line out here that you can see the color of the factory as well. As we see this, I think this is absolutely beautiful. Consider how much we've gotten done in this episode. We got the trucks coming in. That is absolutely beautiful. We built the truck stops. We built the smelters. We built the stitched iron plates. And on top of that, we've now made it into an absolutely stunning factory. Of course, you can see here there's something missing. That will also be done shortly. I'll get that done, and that means we can now continue to make the rotors and the modular frames, and then from there on we can also make truck stops so that they can go out from this one into further factories, because this is going to be one of those factories that we're going to be keeping for a long time. I hope you have enjoyed it. I put a hell of a lot of effort into this episode, as you can probably tell, and I've had a blast with it. I hope you enjoy the outcome and you want to be following this series as we progress into the higher tiers. The next thing is probably completing phase 2, so we can get the next thing and then get started on oil, and there's tons of more interesting things as we continue to progress. Thank you very much for watching. If you have liked it, hit the like button. If you have comments, ideas, good or bad, leave them in the comment section below. And of course, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. You will get much more awesome content like this, and also for other games. Until next time, take care, and as always, stay effective.